welcome to Who Put This On, Season 8, Episode 13, where we watch McBee Dynasty, Season 1, Episode 1, and this is our home. This is our everything. I'm Chris Lorenz.
A lot of people didn't like Boss Man. This is Brian.
When I'm shaving down there, not just any razor will do. This is Noah Singer.
I do not want to be in a committed relationship with anyone. This is Steve Max B. Sr.
Ooh.
Those are all quotes from the show we watched this week. But last week, we watched After Midnight, and we put a poll on X at Who Put This On, and you guys voted a top third show.
Oh.
So there you go. Top third, unanimous top third, I think, right? If I remember correctly. I don't know.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. If this is your first time joining us, we watch a different reality show each week, discuss it in minute detail, figuring out if it's good or bad. Noah, what was the show we watched this week?
Yeah. McBee Farm and Cattle is on the brink of becoming a billion-dollar business with a B. But it all depends on a decision from a venture capital investment firm for over $100 million. Steve McBee, the family patriarch and recent divorcee, started this farming and ranching company in rural Missouri, but his philandering may be its undoing. His affair with Galena, the CFO, causes tension with his eldest son, Stephen Jr., the CEO. With the farm on the line, Steve's three sons, Stephen Jr., Jesse, and Cole, all vie to take over when their father retires, causing conflict within the family. That is the McBee Dynasty on Peacock.
Okay, I don't want to dive into a detail necessarily, but I thought there were 4 kids.
There are 4 kids.
Oh, I thought Noah said, like, Steve and his 3 kids.
It's in their show description. It says Steve's 3 sons.
Maybe they just, like, disowned one of the kids after filming.
There are 4 kids in this show for sure.
That is weird. Yeah.
Was Braden the odd
Maybe
one out?
it's like Steve. Steve is one of the kids.
Yeah.
Braden was not.
Steve and his other 3 sons.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, so, okay. Also, should we talk about the big surprise?
I know, it's crazy.
The big surprise. What's the big surprise, Max?
So Steve McBee Jr., we're actually familiar with this man. We reviewed his show, the recent reboot of Joe Millionaire, where he and a British man compete for women's love, and also one of them is poor and one of them is not, and he's the rich one.
Shocking everyone.
Shocking
that the cowboy was the one with the money.
Just like I didn't expect this guy to ever show up in my life again.
Yeah, spoiler alert for that show. Apparently the winner, Kayla, is still there in an on-again, off-again situation, is what he claims on the show. So they're on when he's on a reality show and off when they're not on a reality show, is I think really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So it's like a mutually beneficial, like, fake relationship thing.
But if it was your fake relationship, why would you say that it's an off-again relationship? Wouldn't you just be like, this is we're so good together? Like, why would you play it like...
There's more juice. There's more juice in that tomato to squeeze out if it's off and on again, you know?
I mean, Chris, this seems to be a very common thing among all the men in the family.
That's true.
There's somebody who's been in a 5-year relationship, on and off, not official. There's somebody who's been dating somebody for 11 years and they're not engaged. Which, sure, whatever. Maybe they're all marriage traumatized by his parents.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's this quote from the show that I want to bring up that I think exemplifies the show to a T. They're having this cookout with their like workers, and one of the workers says that the boss man said this one time was, if you're here for a paycheck, get out. If you're here to farm, farm. And like, that is the most bullshit statement I've ever heard. Like, I I just don't think I kind of wanted to turn the show off after that. Like, it's clear to me that this show is very much we're farming dynasty and we're trying to get some good PR out there. So we're going to do this reality show. And
I don't know. I actually see it more as a side hustle rather than trying to promote the farm.
A new stream of revenue, one might say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like be a new stream, but I actually think it's like the farm is more of just like the stage for the show. Like from them being on the show, like they'll definitely get probably some more business, but ultimately they're doing business to business selling, right? Like it's going to come down to their cents and dollars at some point, you know. That's why I'm like, I think this is more of just like taking advantage, expanding, you know, like how they make money.
Yeah, because their life is on the line. like every other show about this.
The show is ridiculous. Like the amount of like fake BS going on in the show, like everything in the show is fake. I don't believe so. There's a plot line where somebody steals a truck, and I don't believe a truck was stolen at all. At all.
But Chris, this show started off with a tattered American flag blowing in the wind. This everything's real about this. Everything's real, American, tough, macho.
I agree.
You think so?
Oh yeah. There's nothing fake about this show. There's nothing fake about the American dream.
You buy it, Max?
I buy that it's possible it was real. Don't get me wrong. The thought crossed my mind that it was fake. But this is a thing that does happen.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. It is a thing that does happen. But, like, if you're making a reality show and you're like, well, our truck was stolen once, why don't we just, like, make it seem like that happened again?
I suspect they had this footage of it being stolen, and that was, like, months ago. And then they do this little...
That I can buy.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that has to be it, right? This is like the best hits over the past years. So there can be drama. there can be drama in the show, but I do think it's based off a foundation of truth and then a house of cards on top.
Well, yeah. I'm assuming that they've had their truck stolen. Like that I can believe 100%. But did they, have it happen while they're filming the show? No, I don't believe that at all.
No.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not.
It's like the raccoon in your bar, like that. A raccoon.
There's a raccoon in your bar.
If you're not aware, we did Bar Rescue, and there was a raccoon in the bar, and it was clearly not in the bar. It was clearly staged. And that's why I think this is staged. And also this whole, the other big thing that they had happen was there was this fire where they were trying to burn a field with all four of them and, all four of the kids. And all the Chirons of the kids say what they do. And one is the goddamn CEO. He's not out there burning fucking farmland. That's not his job. He's not doing that except for this show. And of course, there's got to be some problem that they keep cutting away from and cutting back to, and no one can really see what's going on, and they have a cut this coming up on, and it's just this is the worst part of every reality show.
I think the fire. Well, I mean, it's hard to believe anything is real in a reality show, right? But the fire.
Some feel more real than others. I'll tell you that much.
The fire feels real. To a degree, right? There's only so much you really can control with the big fire. It's a big fire. It's a huge fire. So I am on the fence. I'm not sure how much that was actually not controlled.
I think it was just edited.
Just edited? Think so?
Yeah, just to make it seem like it was, remotely a problem.
Huh.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't think there's any problems. And the one thing that also happened in the show about the fire is just they kept cutting away from it. This is coming up. And I thought we were over that.
Yeah.
That was streaming or reality shows 10 years ago.
And also, like, the first time they showed it to me, I was like, I don't care. And then they kept bringing it up again and again. And I was like, guys, I'm over it. Move on.
Mm-hmm.
It's not interesting drama. There is... What's everybody's favorite piece of drama? Because I think there's a clear winner for me.
Well, should we talked about the sons. Let's talk about them. There's Steve. He's the patriarch. He's the one that, was poor and, made the, this whole business from nothing, as they say on the show. And then we've got Steven Jr., we've got Cole, we got Braden, and we got Jesse. And I believe Steven is the CEO, and somebody was part of construction, and the other two are managers.
These guys do nothing.
You think so?
I do think so. I think they are just, cosplaying as farmhands for the show.
Well, that fire scene's definitely cosplay, for sure.
Yeah. How did they find... How did they find the only farm in America with 0 migrant workers?
They just don't show anyone working. That's the thing, Max. Yeah. They show these people cosplaying work, and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to go as far as they're cosplaying, like the working. Like, if you got a farm to run, you're busting your ass. Like, that is not an easy job. Now, are they doing everything they show? Unclear, but like, I don't think it's far from the truth. Like, they need to know how to run that farm. Like, that's their business.
Well, I think that you've got Steven. He's the CEO. He's like managing the farm. He's not doing any of the farm work. But like the managers probably are managing like migrant workers on their farm. Like I think that these 4 people they were there at 6 a.m. claiming to be there at 6 a.m. for part of the show. I think that they legit do work, but do they like work extra hours? Do they, are they out there like picking corn or soy? Like, no, they're not doing that. Are they running machinery? Maybe not. I don't know.
I think they know how to do everything on this. Like, I imagine being the producer, right, of this show. You know that everything relies on the credibility of this story. Like, I don't think you're going to push the limits that much of, like, these people are pretend farmers. Like, could you? Yes, but I think it's going to fall flat really quickly, or people will just poke holes in it. Like, I'm actually going the extreme hard. I think they actually know how to do all this stuff. No, they probably spend their time on different things in general. They hire people, but I think they know how to run their farm.
They probably know how to do some stuff, but...
I think they legit knew how to do that fire thing. Like, they legit knew what they were doing. No one else was there.
Yeah.
That's fair. I buy that.
So I do think they know what they're doing. I agree with Noah. I just don't think they're doing it. Like, on a day-to-day basis.
I agree. Like, they said they have 250 people, right? Like, they seem like they're more of, like, the executives of the company, right? So they're making sure, like, things are running well.
Yeah. So Max, what was your favorite drama in the show?
I mean, it all comes back to Steve Sr. Well, okay, so there's a scene where Steve Sr. is, talking about his CFO, and she owns 10% of the company, and, they're just talking about the business. And the next scene is a fucking jump scare where they cut to them sleeping together. And he's like, I started sleeping with her like a month after we met, and I went through a divorce a year and a half ago. I wonder why.
I don't know. I don't know, Max. Why?
I don't know. This guy seems like a real stand-up character. And did you guys watch the Coming Up this season?
I did watch some of it, but the next episode definitely.
The Coming Up on has also the CFO originally came to the U.S. as a mail order bride, but she's cool. She can hang. She can play volleyball.
So one thing I didn't get,
but then he starts cheating on her. It seems.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, he says that he needs his space. What do you think that's code for?
It's code for I want to sleep with you, but not make anything official.
No, it means I want to sleep with a lot of people, and sometimes it's you, and sometimes it's going to be somebody else.
Yeah.
I didn't understand. I didn't get that takeaway, but I see why you would.
Well, I didn't get that takeaway till the next time on, and it's like there's some sort of three-way situation going on. They're not having a threesome, but he's dating somebody else at the same time, and it's like, well, okay, needing space makes a lot more sense now, right?
Right. I mean, he's enjoying her company, but clearly he doesn't want to partner up with her.
I think her name is Galina.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Yeah. But
I'm curious how she got 10% of the company.
Yeah. One of the things I'm confused on, though, so, I don't think they're doing this for the show. It's just a bold move to start sleeping with your CFO.
Well, that's what Max is saying, is that he got a divorce because he was sleeping with the CFO.
I know, but, do you think they're doing this for the show? I'm questioning. I
feel like the Internet Corner could see this, see what's going on with this.
No, this guy is not important. The Internet has no clue. Unless we find this guy's divorce proceedings. Mr. Internet Corner, can you get into, Missouri law case system?
I mean, it's definitely...
I don't actually want you to, but theoretically.
I mean, I'm not going to hack something. I don't even know how to hack anything, but, I think it's easy enough to, obviously you just go to the Instagrams and see what people are posting. So, Joe Millionaire has a pretty managed Instagram, right? But it's got to find a picture of his dad, get the tags, right? All right, so I'm at the dad's Insta. He's got 50,000 followers. Damn. He's been doing stuff. But yeah, I'll get back on what's going on with that relationship. I'm surprised he has 50,000 followers. That's a lot.
Are you jealous?
I don't know if I'm jealous. He seemed he's had a pretty... he's worked a lot in his life. Very hard. I'm just surprised.
There's this story that I saw this. A couple places picked this up, that the Galena baby trapped Steve Sr., and it was, what the babies are? The babies are for their dogs.
Yeah, so I'm on Galena's Facebook page. I can add her as a friend, She posts a lot publicly, which is a bad sign. But she posted 3 pictures of pugs 2 days ago. 4 pictures, different pugs.
They do have a lot of pugs.
Yeah.
Do you think they have an employee? Do you think they have an employee that just takes care of the pugs?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what the CFO does.
Yeah,
Chief FIDO officer.
She needs to use her privacy setting better. Yeah, it looks like they celebrated Steve's birthday on March 10th. So, yeah, you can get real deep into things that I don't think they're intending to share. Interesting.
All right, let's get back to the show a little bit. Some other drama that they try to make happen is this sort of lineage situation. Who's going to take over the farm when Steve Sr. passes away, and some sort of succession plot. And it's guys, one of you is the CEO, and one of you is a manager. I'm pretty sure there's already a hierarchy, and, it's already solved.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of seems like that, which is a little confusing. Maybe they're talking about the president, but it definitely is odd.
Brian, what's your take on this?
I think it's very clear. This is just a bunch of made-up drama.
What? No.
Yeah,
dude,
it turns out
this is a
nothing
cookie cutter
happens
show.
On a farm.
We learned that with Farmer Meets a Wife, or Needs a Wife.
All right, Brian, do you think this other drama they bring up with the gas, or not gas station, car washes is also fake?
Oh, yeah. Like, this is all just little shit that could be solved in, like, 15 minutes.
I mean, they need the extra money, though. That's like the whole claim of the show. At least the like overarching thing for the whole show is them needing $100 million for question mark.
Every show does this. There's like a car like scrapping show on there too, and it was just like, oh, I don't know how we're gonna make the business thrive, and yet he's still like buying cars left and right and not doing anything with them. It's all a scam. Reality shows are scams.
Wait, what show were you watching? I don't remember that reality show without you watching reality shows without us?
Of course, it's all we do, man. This show is called Rust Valley Restorers.
Is it good?
I liked watching it with my dad. He's big into car repair, so like it was really like cool to like see that, and he's like, oh yeah, like love that car, like seeing them restore it. But yeah,
do you actually see them restore anything?
Yeah, they do restore some stuff, but most of them are going out and buying shit.
I mean, the interesting part is probably seeing you buy junk and they're like, oh, look, it looks like new now.
Yep.
That's the interesting part. I feel like we saw a show similar to that, but I don't know if we watched that one. Anyway, considering the show I find is like the like farmer equivalent of the Kardashians. It's like they saw the Kardashians, they're like, we can make a show just like that, and then this is it. This is that show.
There's a lot of shows. I mean, the Kardashians is like a great formula. You know, there's a whole subgenre of like workplace reality, right? Like / family. I don't know what you even call it. Like, it's a good formula.
I mean, but there's a spectrum that like while I'm watching it that I feel like it's a lot of feeling whether I find the drama A interesting or B feels real, and the Kardashians is on one side of that where everything is fake, everything isn't real, all the drama feels very bad. And this show leans closer towards that versus like, I don't know, the other opposite spectrum of that would be like,
yeah, like what's the opposite? Like it's all
in my head it's Mythbusters, but it's not that same style show. It's the only thing in my head that I can think of that feels like everything in that show feels so real and visceral, and like nothing about Kardashians feels real at all.
Yeah. And for a show that's supposed to be about, like, you know, authenticity, this wildly misses the mark, I feel.
I don't know, like, but as we talked about, like, we agreed that while, like, the car theft, for example, right, probably happened, not on this timeline, I think they are more truth than Kardashians, because like that, I just don't think anything's real.
Yeah, like, I'm not saying it's Kardashian level bad, like, but it's closer to Kardashian than it is the other side of the spectrum.
But
like,
I think, yeah,
even if we both claim that we think that theft didn't happen, but then they did a whole like, we gotta go. We think we know where this guy lives. We're gonna get in the car. We're getting in the trucks. We're getting in multiple trucks. We're calling each other. We're going to this guy's house. We're listening to this guy's like talk to this guy about like, can I look into your barn? And he said, sure. And then he's like, no, I don't need to. Like they did this whole thing. Like it's not just like a one-off thing. It's a whole segment.
But they gotta make the segment. I mean, otherwise it's just not interesting to watch.
Yeah,
it wasn't
exactly.
interesting to watch anyway.
But I think like that's the thing. Like I think like what is your expectation coming into the show, right? Either it's like a documentary about farming, you know, or reality. You know what I mean? Like I think the spectrum here is not Mythbusters. Like I think the side of the spectrum is something that's still reality TV, not like.
Yeah, I mean, like, so. I think Vanderpump Rules was a pretty interesting show we watched. That would be and like what's the sailing one? Like sailing yacht.
Below deck.
Yeah, like that. Those feel way more real than this. That would be the other side of the spectrum. And I think the key difference is like we're picking the people to be on the show that are interesting to watch, and not necessarily picking like McBee Dynasty and like picking the 5 McBees. And some of them may be interesting or may not be interesting. Who knows? Like, well, we know they're not interesting, but like, you know what I mean? It's like they're picking a vehicle for themselves and not necessarily picking vehicles for a show.
I see. Yeah.
What do we think is more realistic? Sorry, somebody's microphone is. Oh, it's me.
Oh, now you're muted yourself.
Sorry.
What
I'm so sorry. I muted on the caster. Anyway, okay. What is more real, do we think? This show or The Simple Life?
This show.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they made her work for real.
I mean, The Simple Life, probably more real, but edited to like nothing. Like, the editing of The Simple Life is just so bad. Whereas the editing of the show is pretty good. It's like more entertaining to watch, I feel like, I don't know. That's a tough question, Max. Don't hit me with tough questions like that. But I do think that they did more stuff more realistically than the other one. But like, they didn't, and they just edited around them not doing stuff. So like the show would be more interesting, I think, if they followed them for longer, and like, who knows what happens throughout this whole season. This whole season could be interesting. It's just you got to start out with something, but like, are they going to film them for like 3 months to create a fun narrative for 11 episodes, or are they going to film them for 2 weeks and make up a bunch of BS and get 11 episodes? Like,
Yeah.
is there interesting stuff happening over 3 months? Who knows? Like, I'm sure there's enough farming emergencies happening over 3 months that, could make interesting, but like, are they actually going to go out and do those things, and would they be interesting to watch? I don't know.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else? The other thing I wanted to bring up before we get to questions is they had a seat during this cookout section. They played volleyball, and I just like, why? The only thing in my head why they're playing volleyball and showing me them playing volleyball is Top Gun. That's it. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
It's like they can do a Top Gun. They can do it here. Like, what? This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the only thing fun to do in Missouri.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or we haven't talked about this. Maybe this is just like a recruiting tool to get people to come work at McBee.
I mean, if you want to farm. Okay. If you want a paycheck, you don't be going to McBee Farms. Okay.
No. I mean, the lesson is, just get in bed with the CEO, get equity in the company. Bang bang.
How did she get that 10%?
Bang bang.
How did she
Being
get
the
it?
owner.
But like, okay, so this is the narrative in my head, right? So Steve McBee starts out poor and just like starts farming, and he like leverages his farm to buy more farms and more farms, and he's got 40. How many acres is it? This 40,000 acres.
40,000.
Where does this CFO come in to get 10% of this company? Like, is it 10% of the car wash company? Because I believe that, without a doubt. But is it 10% of the McBee Dynasty? Like, this narrative isn't adding up.
No. Bang bang, man. Bang bang.
Like, he's only been divorced for a year and a half. Like, that means, like, a year and a half ago, she got 10% of the company? Or have they been banging for 10 years? Like, what? Like, I need to know.
Yeah, 1% per year. It's a pretty normal vesting schedule.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
yeah.
definitely. I want to see that. I want to see that vesting sheet.
We didn't message her on Facebook, man. It was pretty easy to find her profile. Like,
Don't fucking message her, dude.
just reach
Dude,
out.
message her, ask her, send her this audio segment, and ask her.
I'm not reaching out. No. I'm not doing this. But you guys can. Like, it wasn't that hard to like go to Steve McBee's Instagram. He links to his Facebook page. His top friend is like Galena. It was, this isn't like deep sleuthing,
We're not saying you're deep sleuthing. If you found out why she got 10%, then
No, but yeah, I'm saying I'm not going to reach out to him.
I'm not asking you to reach out. I'm asking you to find out how she got 10% of the company.
Oh, I mean,
That would be sleuthing.
let's see. Let's go see what like the AI has to say about this.
Ugh. It's just going to hallucinate.
AI
You in
has
her corner.
no fucking clue who these people are.
All right. Should we get to some questions?
Yes.
Who is the worst human being?
It's got to be Senior.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
So you're saying this is a good guy?
I mean, I have to agree with you, Max, on this situation. We don't really know their home life, though. Like,
yeah, none of the guys are great.
but I gotta say though, he seems to run. Obviously, it's their show, but like they seem to treat their employees relatively well, right? They have like a kitchen for them. They feed them. They stock it, right? Like they do these monthly parties. Like it's a hard job, and I'm sure there's not a lot of employment opportunities where they're at. Like I
So-
don't think they need to a certain degree.
do you think the price for the mail order bride situation was 10% of the company?
So
And that's how
I
she
think-
got 10%?
I think the way she originally came to the United States was being mail ordered by someone else who's no longer in the picture.
Yeah, I mean, she has to get a green card, right? So, like, and they're not married, and they're not gonna get married.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Brian, what is your best guess for this mystery?
No question. He didn't bring. Well, no, I think he brought him over or her over just because there's not many people around.
I just don't think that they're... Brian, if you're going to mail order bride somebody, you got to marry them to get the green card.
Yeah, this is. I mean,
He
that whole
didn't
part of it is just kind of weird.
Max said that he didn't mail order. Somebody else did.
That's my suspicion.
I think she owns 10% of the car wash company because she helped set it up. I think that's the mystery in my head, and it's solved.
Yeah,
Still
I do
an
want to like this bad person thing. Who's worse
Yeah.
than being the people who stole their damn trucks?
We
We
don't know who
already
that
went
is.
through this. No one stole a truck.
Not maybe at that point in time, but like there was a theft. We agreed there was a theft. They are the worst people.
Suspicion of theft in my head.
No. Okay, Noah. Are you saying Robin Hood is the worst person in Robin Hood?
Yes,
Maybe they stole the truck for a good reason.
I'm also going to go with Steve for his vigilante justice, trying to get that truck back and not like actually getting the cops involved.
Yeah.
Vigilante justice.
They were going after it. Yeah, I don't know. Like, obviously, the guy is like a human, but I think he built this big business. I mean, he made it clear he came from nothing. They were dirt poor, and he built up a real business. Like, they employ
And he
100
gave 10% to Russian mail order bread.
Yeah, clearly he has some faults, but like if you're employing hundreds of people for a long time, you're producing stuff on the farm. I don't know. I have a hard time putting you like in the worst category.
He's
Noah
got his
loves
faults.
Noah loves a good pulled up by their bootstraps story.
Noah's been watching way too much Shark Tank. This is Shark Tank rhetoric 101. He pulled himself up by the bootstraps. He didn't eat for 3 months while he was growing that corn, and he leveraged 18 houses that he owned.
I know where you're going. I don't disagree, but we go for worst human being. I just think there's more opportunity on this show than him.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to
one thing on the worst human being piece. We didn't get to it, but it's like a deep minutia. So when they're driving, the dad and Steve Jr. to go get the stolen truck, they're in the front seat together, the pickup truck, like passenger driver. They wear their seatbelt under their armpit. It doesn't strap over their shoulder, which I found very odd.
I bet you they are not used to leaving their little compounds. They just never leave.
They actually don't drive. They don't know how to wear a seatbelt.
Yeah.
Maybe
so
maybe the mic got in the way and they had to wear their seatbelts like that.
All right.
That's a deep minutia.
I believe that.
It was very odd. Do they really wear their seatbelt like that? Yeah, is it something way? What's going on here?
I got some deep minutia from that scene too. So they were talking on their cell phone, but on speakerphone. And I feel like this happens a lot nowadays. Did you find this happening a lot? It's like everyone just talks on their speakerphone now.
Maybe.
How many people on the subway, Max, are talking on their speakerphone?
0.
Okay.
One time I was on the subway and I accepted a FaceTime and I said, "Hey, I'm on the subway," and they said, "Cool, bye."
Yeah, there's some minutiae we didn't get to. Another one I found very odd was with the fire scene. So it's weird. Throughout the show, sometimes they bleeped out a lot of stuff, especially during the fire scene. Then you hear them say "fuck" throughout the rest of the episode. Very strange.
Did you like the minutia of him going to pick up Kayla at the airport and him banging Kayla, and that's why he was 2 hours late to the fire thing?
45 minutes, yeah. I mean, it was minutiae. Then building on in the fire. One thing I found shocking, they're doing this planned fire. No one's wearing a mask. Or ear covers, and they have these massive industrial leaf blowers, which I found super odd. If you have one of those big leaf blowers, it's very loud. And if you're preparing on a farm, you have some ear covers, ear protection, and for fire, you're bringing a mask. You're not breathing fire.
Yeah.
Another reason why they don't do this. This is just their one-off. We're doing it for the show.
But do you think maybe this was the moon landing? It was all fake to begin with?
Brian, what do you think?
I think that they were dumb as shit, and that was also staged. It's you gotta wear something protective for the fire. You're burning shit around. I don't care about the ear coverings. They'll do that anyway, with loud tractor equipment. But the fire. Think about the fire. They're just also walking through it.
I mean, I played with a lot of fire as a kid. I didn't wear any masks. I lived.
No, I'm talking about protective covering where you're just burning up an entire fucking field.
Yeah, I mean, you played with that type of fire, Chris.
I did have the cops get called on us at some point.
What happened? Say more.
Well, we were playing with lighter fluid, and we might have gotten a little out of control. But if you've ever played with lighter fluid, it just kind of flares up and then stops. But it looked like real shit was going down, but nothing happened. Anyway, not a big story, but it, we did make it look like there's a lot of fire.
Yeah, man.
All right, we got to get some drinking rules for the show. So anytime they do the coming up and they do some quick cuts, take a drink for every quick cut. Noah, what do you got for me?
Yeah. every time someone wears a piece of apparel that is branded McBee, take a small sip.
Yeah, very small, very small. Max.
Every time somebody says they've been in a relationship for a really long time and they're not at the milestone you'd expect them to be at, take a drink.
Brian, what do you got for me?
Drink every time you see farm equipment.
I think drink every time there's some sort of drama related to relationships. Like, are they getting married? Are they not going to get married? Do they like bang before this fire thing? Like, what's going on there? Just drink. I think that'll keep you. Would this show be better as a Quibi or TikTok? Noah, the master of the Quibi, what would you say?
I'm gonna go no. I know there's been a lot of shade coming on this show, but I'm gonna go no. I think it was produced appropriately.
Max, you look like you have an opinion.
I've seen worse. Bottom third, top of the bottom.
We're not there yet.
Oh, fuck.
You can't zone out on the podcast already.
Yeah, I can. It's late.
That's fair. That's fair. It is late for you. I'm going to go with Noah. I don't think it would be better as a Quibi or TikTok, but it,
Wow, I did zone the fuck out.
I do think that it would be like, it could be more interesting as a TikTok where you would get to know who these people are over time. You know, if he was just like a continual like TikTok poster, like these shows theoretically could all be that. But anyway, Max, or actually Noah, how fast do you think Max watched this show? Was it 1x, 1.5x, 2x?
I'm gonna go. So Max, can you set different decimal points, or is it like 1.5, 2?
With a browser extension, you can set 1.3 and 1.7.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with. So I was gonna say 1.4 because I didn't know how fine-tuned control you had, but with those options, I'm gonna go 1.3.
Oh no, I'm saying you can add 0.10, 0.1.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm gonna go 1.3. That's my 1.4. 1.4.
Okay.
Brian, what do you got? What do you think?
I'm going to go normal speed.
All right, then I'm going to go 1.5.
We casted this from my girlfriend's laptop, so she doesn't have that extension, so 1.0.
Max,
Yes.
come on.
Trust me,
Yeah,
did I think about it while watching it? Absolutely.
You wanted to. You wanted to.
I really wanted to, yeah.
All right. Now we'll do some ratings. So we do a rating system compared to other reality shows where we got stacking. I can't talk. We do a stack ranking system between top, middle, bottom, third. Noah, what do you got for me?
Yeah, I thought the show was produced very well. It had a very high production quality, especially compared to some of the last week's other shows we watched. This was a nice change. I think the people on this podcast had high expectations of the show, and maybe I had lower expectations of what I was getting into. I think if you want your Vanderpump, your Kardashians on a farm, or you like being in the JMCU, the Joe Million Cinematic Universe, I think this could be something you like. So it's definitely not top, but middle, top of the middle.
Max, what do you got?
You already heard, but bottom third, top of the bottom. I was bored. The only thing I wasn't bored by was the messy sleeping around drama.
Brian, what do you got for me?
I'm going to put it top of the middle, as just like Noah. I think the drama with that whole thing kind of kept me going, and they also kept the pace really well.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. It could be middle third, but the fact that I don't give a fuck at all about random farmers in the middle of Missouri, it's gonna make this the bottom third show. I think that it's all fake. Don't care, and I don't care to know who these people are. So I'm gonna put it in the bottom. That's where it goes. That's where it deserves. All right, let's do. Tell us what you thought about this show at Who Put This on Twittix. Yes, Noah.
I have one admission I need to make.
Okay.
Got to bring it up. My quip for this show was from an ad I watched during the show because I didn't find many other good clips from this show, so I used an ad.
That's fine. It's not fine, but it's okay. All right. A shout out I have for the show, Shogun. If you're not watching Shogun, you're doing it wrong. It's very good, really cool, really interesting Japanese drama set in the middle age, the 1500s, 1600s, somewhere around there. It's really, really good. Brian, what do you got for me?
X-Men 97, just as good as the old one.
It's really
better
funny.
than the old one.
When you first wrote like you're watching X-Men 97, I didn't realize there was like a TV show out. I thought you were referring to like a movie made in 1997. And then I saw the promotion and I was like,
Well, technically, it's like a sequel to the X-Men animated show, which started in like 93 and ran for 5 seasons.
oh, I liked that when I was a kid. I was really into it.
Yeah, you should definitely watch 97 then.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And you don't have to go back and watch the old one. Just watch 97. It feels like you think it like the old show feels to you.
Nice. I really like the big blue beast guy in the show. Remember that?
Yeah, his name is Beast.
And like I remember Wolverine in it. Yeah, no, I was in it. Cyclops.
Yeah, Wolverine's back. Beast is back. All those people are back. Jubilee's back.
So,
Cyclops. Spoiler alert, Professor X not back because shit went down in the end of the last of season 5 of that show.
I'm not good on the X-Men drama like story. I don't know that stuff. So whatever. Yeah, it's great.
No, get on it. Max, you got a shout out this week?
Not really. I started watching Three Body. It's fine. The book's much better.
Yeah.
I do have one. On HBO Max, there's this comedy called The Other Two. Really good. Highly, highly recommend. Noah also gives it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
The Other Two?
Yes.
There's
It's
not.
about-
Is there new content, or you're just
No. I was just turned on to it recently. Just really fun, well written. Yeah.
Noah, you have a shout out this week?
What am I gonna shout out? I'm trying to look like I'm getting into that I haven't shotted. Like we're in Suits, right? So that's gonna last me quite some time. And I guess it is seeping into me because you are right. I have been watching Shark Tank, so that's what's been going on here.
It's okay. I forgive you. All right. That's it for us this week. You can find us on Twitter at Who Put This On. You can find us on Facebook.com/Who Put This On. You can email us questions and suggestions at whoputthison@gmail.com. And we'll see you guys next time. Actually, speaking of next time, we're going to be watching... What are we going to be watching next time? We picked
The Magic Prank Show.
The Magic Prank Show on Netflix. Season 1, Episode 1. Get on it. And we'll see you guys next time.
Later.